Okay? Go.
I'm going.
You're going?
Yes.
Good morning. I'm Vincent from Beekind, and this morning I'm going to show you how we install the package bees into our hives, and then this afternoon we're going to do a live install with live bees and show you how it looks in real time. Okay? First thing we need to do is have the package ready to go. We keep it in a cool, dark place until we're ready, and we typically install anytime after 6 in the evening. If it gets too cold, go ahead and install your bees because they don't move well when they get too cold. So we want them to be mobile when you install them. For every package, we include an installation kit, which is a rubber band, a screw, and a queen candy. And it's attached to your package. The queen hangs from a little tab here, and there's a can of syrup to sustain the bees while they're in the package. When you want to put your bees into the hive, you need to remove 4 or 5 frames from the hive to make space for the package, because we're going to place the whole box into the hive. First thing we need to do, though, is to get the queen out and to set her up on a frame. I found the easiest way to get the can of syrup out is with a pair of pliers. Just grab one edge of the can of syrup and lift it carefully, and you can get a good grip on the can of syrup. Simultaneously, get a hold of the queen's cage, and as you lift the can of syrup out, slide the queen's cage out and put the can of syrup back. The queen will be covered in bees. I usually just pull up some grass and I brush those bees off into the hive. You need to make sure your queen's alive. She'll be running around inside the cage. If she's dead, give us a call. We have extra queens. There's a cork in the queen's cage. You need to remove the cork and put in the queen's candy that comes in your kit. If you're using brand new equipment, brand new frames with foundation, we recommend you leave the cork in the queen's cage for 2 days before you put in the queen candy. So you've got the bees brushed off. Use the screw that we provide. I usually hold the queen's cage between my thumb and forefinger, and I gently put the little screw into the cork. Do not push the cork into the cage. The queen will be running around. When the queen's looking the other direction, you pull the cork and plug the hole with your finger. If the queen sees light out of the hole, she could fly. Don't let that happen. She will not sting you. Take a breath, exhale. Pick up your queen's candy, and when the queen is not looking, just insert it into the end of the queen's cage, just like this. Place a rubber band around your frame, and place the queen on the frame with her screen facing down at the top of the frame. Insert the queen into the hive, but not on this frame that will be next to your package. Your package will go into here. You want to place the queen 1 frame over. We always slide the box over to the frame so the bees can walk from the box onto the frames. Remember, the bees are still in the cage. Now we remove the can of syrup, which releases the bees, and we put the lid on. We have our feeder ready to go. Usually it's an entrance feeder or an inside feeder or a top feeder. We always have our syrup prepared before we do the installation, and it's done. It's not very impressive, it's not flamboyant, but it's very effective. We have a 99% success rate doing this. There's a 1% chance your bees may abscond or fly off, if you're using brand new equipment. So if you're using that brand new equipment, leave the cork in for a couple of days before you put the queen candy in. You still do the same install, but after a couple of days, you open the hive, take out the empty cage, take out the queen's cage. At that point, you would remove the cork and put in the candy and reinstall the queen cage, like that. If you're putting your bees into a top bar hive or using foundationless frames, we would give you a thumbtack or a push pin. Because you have no frame to mount the queen, we would just attach her on a frame with a pin in the center of the hive, at the top of the hive. Always start with one box. If you're doing this install in the afternoon or even in the evening, we recommend plugging the entrance of the hive with grass to prevent them from launching. The following morning, they should have accepted the hive as their home, and you can remove the grass, or the bees will remove it on their own sometimes. Now we're going to do a live install at 2 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll show you how this happens in real time. Thanks.